Could take 6 months to a year for each country. Well, if you layer 5 countries, after 3 years, law enforcement said, we're tired of this case. It's effective. Integration phase is when they bring that money back to the bad guy in a manner that makes it look legal. So maybe the final phase was to open up a shell company at your bank and make that shell company look like a legitimate lending institution, and then the money is lent back to the person that looks like legitimate income. Okay? So that's the placement, layering, and integration. Now, how important is that to you who are bankers? Almost nothing. Completely unimportant. Why did I tell you about it? If it's unimportant? Because you're going to probably hear about this if you take classes in money laundering, because they've been talking about it for 30 years. The problem with it, I mean, it's a nice way to explain the process, but what you're interested in are the rules and regulations and reporting requirements. It has nothing to do with it. The scheme versus the law. These terms, placement, layering, and integration, are just terms that explain a process. They have nothing to do with the law whatsoever. I've probably read and reviewed money laundering laws in 40 to 50 countries. Never, ever, ever have I seen placement, layering, and integration in any of those laws. Once in a great while, maybe on 2 laws, I've seen the word place or placement. That's it. Okay? So this is not the law. This is not what you should be concerned about. What should you be concerned about? What is money laundering for your purposes? Very simple. Money laundering is what the law of your country says it is. So money laundering in China may be a little bit different than money laundering in Tanzania or money laundering in the United States. They're all going to be fairly similar. But what you need to know is the money laundering law of your country. And if you're dealing in the US, for example, you should be somewhat aware of what the money laundering laws in the United States say. Okay? So what does that mean? Money laundering is what the law says is. Well, let's take a look. And an easy way to look at this would be, let's take one of your money laundering laws. You actually have